first thing no one told me about being a content creator is how much thought and work is going to be going into creating new ideas for every single video, like forever. Like as soon as you post a video, you have to go on and think about the next one. And also the rewatching, the editing, the filming, the planning, how much time that actually takes. Because I know a lot of people, it comes naturally, and I see a lot of people online that it just makes it look so easy. And sometimes it is, like sometimes it actually is, but that lasts only a little bit, because the idea of constantly thinking about what comes next for me is kind of defeating sometimes, because I can put my heart and soul into a video and then it gets like 70 views. And granted, 70 is like a good amount of people, but compared to my 17,000 subscribers, which I know a bunch of them don't watch my current videos anymore, it's like I see, oh, I have 17,000, but I've had 17,000 subscribers for a whole year. Like it hasn't changed. My content hasn't changed. Well, see, and this is where I'm getting lost. I'm like, okay, my content has changed. Am I showing up differently? Like, are the video ideas like not hitting? Like, is it me? Am I going everywhere all at once? And am I also not trying hard enough? Because with strategy, I don't know that. I'm still trying to figure it out. And I just have like all these thoughts of like, oh, it's a lot. But also, it's a lot of work to have a lot of subscribers and to have like a good YouTube channel. That's why a lot of people don't have it. And that's just what I'm dealing with right now. But then I think, okay, but that's the game. That's the game. You're either in it or you're not. And that's also all things being creative. Like if I want to be an actress, you work on one movie, it's over, you have to look for your next one. You're done with one audition, it's over, you have to go on to the next one. Like that's all things creative. Moving on to the next thing, no matter how much you put into one video. And I feel like that's kind of a reason why I'm going through a burnout. Even though it's not even a burnout, because like I said, am I even trying? And that's the hard part, you know, getting that routine back. And I know I still like filming, because that's why I decided to film, even though I'm in a slump right now. And I feel like also my life has gotten so boring. Like I'm cooking right now. I clean. I don't know if you noticed, but the kitchen is a mess. But I'm stuck cleaning every single day. And I'm stuck cooking every single day. And I feel like I don't do anything else. And with the ideas thing, I feel like sometimes with specific niches, like the health niche, like the gym niche, it's a lot of recycled ideas. Like, okay, exercise, stay consistent, eat less, like be healthy or eat healthy or whatever. But I feel like when it comes to vlogs, like day in my life, like travel stuff, you can kind of recycle some ideas. But for the most part, I feel like it's new every time. Although entertainment channels have it the worst, because they have to come up with a new idea every single time, literally. And then like a day in my life, like it's kind of the same idea, but then I feel like I have to do something different, because if I'm just in my house, like what is there to film? I feel like maybe I'm also just very boring. And I'm thinking, is this life even for me? But then again, you know what kind of hurts me a little is that even though I think I'm boring, I see a lot of videos. You see those people that get famous for doing the most basic thing and like have millions of views for literally doing nothing interesting. It's like the dumbest things ever. And it kind of hurts me a little bit, because some people can actually get a lot of followers from just doing stupid, useless things. And then there's people actually trying and then not getting views at all. So then I'm like, okay, it's not the boring thing, because people have boring lives and still post it, still make money. So why can't I, is the question. I'm going to be making a tempeh veggie teriyaki bowl. I found this soy-free teriyaki sauce at Ingles because we're in a small town, but I know there's a lot of Ingles out there. But you could probably get this at like Whole Foods because Ocean's Halo is not in Walmart. I don't think they have this at Kroger. Yeah, so that's where I'm kind of at right now, is like, why can't it be me? And why did no one tell me that this is something that I'll be going through my YouTube journey? Because I am starting to think my niche is probably like figuring my life out. Because tell me why I get recommended these types of videos on my home for you, not for you page, my homepage on YouTube. And I'm like, I post these videos. Why is this one getting 2 million views? Maybe because they've been doing it longer, maybe because they've gotten, their things or whatever, but I understand to not compare myself to anyone, because even though I have a really, really slow journey compared to other people outwork me. And then that makes me think, the work, the time, the energy equals all of this. The consistency equals all this. And that's just something I don't have. And that is something that, even though I hear it all the time, is one of those things about YouTube, is consistency. I know. You hear it all the time, but it's 100% a fact. You miss 1 month, you leave for 6 months, you come back, it's going to be 100 times harder. 100 times harder. If you would have just stayed, you would have been so much more ahead. I had so much more growth in, I think, when I turned 18 and when I moved out and when I started my jewelry business and like started business content. I realized business content gets a lot of views. But the thing is, I don't own a business anymore. What is a girl to do with all my business subscribers and all my business viewers? Start another business? I don't know. Who's got money for that? Not me. So consistency is something that I want to build more into my routine, because when I actually had a routine, it was a lot easier to stick to my things, to create more ideas, because I had a specific day to plan, and I had a specific day to edit, and I had a specific day to film, and a specific day to post. Anyway, yeah, I know that to be true, because even when you fall off of the gym, like, it's 100 times harder to get back into the routine. So I need to like plan out my days, because literally I fell completely off my wagon when I started my new job, because that was all I did. By the way, I quit that job and I got a new job, and I like my new job a little better, but it's also not enough to save anything. Like, I get the money, it goes to groceries, it goes to the car, it goes to my acting classes, it goes to my cat food. Like, I'm not buying anything else. If I want, like, I need to buy a green screen for my auditions, since I'm going to be filming more auditions at home, and I need like a wall, preferably a blue background, because I don't have any clear walls that I can just use. $40. And I'm like, $40 is like half a work day. I don't know. I'm also to that point where like things are just costing me so much money, like basic groceries. That's why I'm shopping at my discounted grocery store. Things are $1, $2. Look, I had the ability to splurge on a sauce. I had the ability to splurge on, well, this isn't even a splurge because they're $1 at the store. Olipop's. I mean, tell me where else you're going to find $8 avocado oil. And this is a local store. I feel like a lot of cities have a discounted grocery store. I just found out about this discounted grocery store literally a few weeks ago. So it has been a lifesaver for me. And I also love Aldi. So those places, perfect. Another thing about YouTube is that you think that consuming other people's content is like helping you for ideas or like inspiring you to do something, when it really isn't. It really isn't, unless you're searching up something specific like intros or watch time or like retention. Sorry, I can't speak sometimes. Like watch retention. I've seen a lot of videos of like how to edit, like how to do this. And sometimes I feel like it benefits me more to do as little cuts as possible. And sometimes that is the case depending on what you want to be known for. Personally, I don't like all the fast cuts and the jump cuts and the edits and the lights and the sound effects. I listen to videos talking. I don't like all this low attention span stuff personally, even though that's technically what gets the most views. But my perspective changed because maybe for short content, the fast cuts are nice. But when I see videos come up on my homepage and they're literally 20-minute videos of someone just sitting and talking about something so random and they get views, I'm like, that is what I do. Like, why can't it be me? And also, when like things that you want to be known for, I've already been thinking about that, like with my acting career. That can be a whole separate video. First of all, let me not get into it. But there's a lot of stuff in that area where I just don't understand and I don't agree with a lot of stuff. And I realize like industries like that are so, what's the word? Evil, corrupt, like stupid stuff. And that can be in anything. Like even on YouTube, there's a lot of things of just ruining your image and stuff like that. So personally for me, where I want to go is I want people to trust me. I want people to talk to. And I want people who actually like me for me and not because of like something that I'm talking about specifically. Like even though they're interested in certain topics, like I want to be likable, if that makes sense. Because I do intend to record my life throughout this entire journey of me figuring my life out, because I know I'm going to be, let me just put it bluntly, a famous actress, an A-list actor, because that is what I want to do with my life. I also want to be a singer. And so I have not seen anyone else record their whole life of how they were before they've made it. Because now what I see on social media is people that have made it and then giving advice or something like that, or like selling like how they did it. And they're like, oh yeah, I did this, or I grew this, and I've been in this many movies, or I've made $1 million. Like, here's how you can do it too. I haven't made it yet. I'm still here. I'm still going through it. So if you want to be a part of that journey, that's great, because then you will be a day oneer. But that's mainly my purpose for doing that, because if I were to see someone else's like life, if I were to see Leonardo DiCaprio's daily life, that would be crazy. But either way, he was probably super hyper obsessed with acting, and I get that you definitely can do that. But I feel like in the position that I am right now, even though I have the luxury to pay for acting classes, like it's not tangible for me at this moment. I really do feel like once I move to Atlanta, endless opportunities there, endless like working opportunities. Right now, something that I need to catch up on is my finances. I need the ability to save to actually be able to move, to actually be able to be more involved, because all I can do right now is work on my acting. The only thing I can do is to work and still show up to class and to get more into building my tools. So that's what I'm doing. I realized I cannot cook and talk about what I'm going to talk about. Saving some for a meal prep, period. So I don't remember the last thing I said, but also another point. Oh yes, consuming content. Useless. I realize I do have a problem with that, because even though I've been working, literally that's all I've been doing. Working, going to the gym, eating, and cleaning, literally, is also consuming content. Like when I get home, I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't know what else to do. Like in this little time before I go to sleep, scroll, scroll. And it honestly makes me so mad because I don't even know at this point, since I don't even know, 12 o'clock, not 12 o'clock, 12 years old, whenever I had like technology, how much content I've consumed and how much content the average person consumes now, because there's endless, 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 endless. And something about my viewers, actually, because I want to change my viewers, I don't want them to be content consumers. Useless, endless content consumers. If you want something, it's not going to get itself. What's that one saying? Chase your dreams, because they're not going to chase you back. They're not going to find you. They're not going to show up at your doorstep. Like, and I know it's hard because I also see the 19-year-old millionaires. I see the 21-year-old millionaires. And sometimes it just makes me think, like, what even is the point? Because I feel like I'm going to be so old, like when I reach wealth. And I don't want to be old when I reach wealth. I want it to be younger, but also it requires a lot of work. The little moments that you see of young, rich people are a very, very, very small percent. And also, it's not real. Most of it is not real. And that's another reason to get off of social media. I need to get off of social media. I'm not even kidding. I really feel it in my soul that I'm starting to feel like, the word isn't even depressed, because I feel like after my teenage depression, I cannot go through depression again. Like, it is not even a choice that I choose to accept. Like, there's no way. I'm just starting to feel kind of down, kind of stuck, kind of like in a slump, I guess is the word. And I don't know why, but I feel like social media is a part of it, because it's just aimless, and I'm just wasting so much of my time. And then I heard someone say, forgot where I heard it, but that sadness and depression only gets you when you're not moving. Like, depression hits, what's it called? Depression can't hit a moving target, is what I heard, I think. So it's your body telling you, like, either do something or change direction, because this is not it. Anyway, my next thing that I wish someone told me about becoming a content creator is the fact that niching down is half true, because especially in the beginning, when literally no one knows you and no one would watch you for any other reason other than what you're doing. So that's something that, like, I'm trying to come to terms with, is what am I doing? And that's why I feel so boring, because people watch people with something interesting in their lives sometimes. You know, there's that little 1% of, like, when someone posts like a cat video, or when someone posts like something random and it does well and they gain a following. But also, people like that don't end up getting a community. They don't end up having people like them, and then no one knows them for that long. You know, it's very short success, in my opinion, and I feel like that's something that more people are coming to terms with. That short success does not matter. It really doesn't. If no one remembers, like, your personality and stuff like that, then there's no point. Like, there's nothing you can do with that. There's nothing you can do with, like, followers on Instagram unless you do something with it. And that brings me to my next topic, because even though they say that you can have so many brand deals when you start building on YouTube and stuff, let me tell you, I can probably count maybe 2 brand deals that I've done. It's not as common as you think. I feel like if you reach out to brands, and I've reached out to brands, okay, I've gotten nothing but also this makes me want to create my own thing. And that's what opened my eyes when I started doing my jewelry business. Is I never knew the influence that I could possibly have from people just watching my jewelry videos. Because I remember toward the end of it, I forgot why I closed it. I know I didn't like making jewelry anymore because it didn't feel fulfilling, and it actually felt pointless to me. Even though I do still have like some of my jewelry, and I did like doing it for a little while, um, I felt like I just wanted to do something meaningful, and just making necklaces wasn't it for me. And I also was not a business person at all, but but I had so many people asking me for business advice. I'm like, I just make necklaces. I took pictures, I posted them, and I'm just like sharing it on my YouTube channel. Like that's all I did, and there was so many people interested in the necklaces. And I had lots of orders toward the end of my jewelry business. And I thought, if this can happen with jewelry for like 4 months, probably, imagine for something that I actually like doing and for a longer period of time, like what that could do. I felt like that could definitely change my life, but I don't know what. I don't know what. And I realized that too when I wanted to make like a content creator group chat, which I actually do want to bring back, because it's moments like these where I'm in a slump and I have really no one to talk to about YouTube. There are just some things that I would like to ask people, or like see if it's normal, or to ask opinions about my thumbnails, like stuff like that, where I'm like, there's not a really, and I hate to use the word community, but like there's no group for that. And I was like, well, I could have used this a long time ago. And I opened it. I think it was on school, and I kind of want to open it again because I think it'd be a good idea. But that's just an example of what you can do when you're in a position where you wish you had something. And it's like that. What is that? What is something that I actually like, and that is actually a solution for someone in my position, and something that I would find so helpful to offer to other people? So yeah, and the only problem is that it needed money to start off. But now, thankfully, school, the website doesn't need that much money up front. So I actually think it's possible now. But yeah, that'd be cool. And another thing that I wish someone would have told me about content creation is that literally you don't need anything. You don't need anything. I've seen people with hundreds of thousands of views on a literal computer camera. I kid you not. For the first, I didn't even get a tripod till probably 2 years ago or something. One of the first things I invested in was a tripod, but when it comes to lights, like you don't need a microphone, you don't need no lights, like just get a window. I have been using my phone my entire 10 years on YouTube. This phone has gotten me to 17,000 subscribers. And I see a lot of people still using their phone. And it's crazy because you really don't need anything. And this mic I got from Shein for like, I don't even know. I don't know how much they have it on there, like $5. I don't even know. It doesn't sound the best, let me tell you, because I tried to make a few like podcast style videos. Although my next investment, I really do want a microphone. Especially because I kind of want to start like making music, and that's probably another video as well, the music part, because I never realized how hard it was. Lord, yeah, it's really hard. But yeah, you don't need anything. I do want to get a mic though, so let me know your recommendations on any mics that you may know of. And then my last thing that I actually want to talk about is that what no one told me about content creation is it's gonna be a solo ride for a really long time. I feel like I'm still kind of in that area because there's no one to talk to. Like, I'm just hoping that there's someone listening, and that's kind of the daunting part of it, is that you put something out, you don't know if you're talking to a wall. I'm technically talking to a wall. I'm talking to a camera. I don't have anyone answering me back. Um, it's a very solo, independent thing, especially starting off. Um, and that's another reason why I want to create my content creator group chat, because I don't like when it feels alone sometimes. I do want someone to talk to, especially about things like-minded like that, because I have my acting people, I have like my jujitsu people, for example, but when it comes to social media or YouTube, there's like no one. So that basically sums up the things that I wish, someone had told me. And some of the things like you really do hear, and some you don't, because you have to go through it yourself and figure out like what works for you. But it's a weird, really weird game. But we also have to realize like the type of privilege that we have, like to actually worry about a YouTube channel, because there are people that are starving. There are people who are literally struggling to make ends meet, and they have so many other things to worry about, like actual real world things. And we're here trying to figure out YouTube. So love that that's a problem, and love that like overcoming my fear of acting and public speaking is also a problem, because so many people don't even get to face their fears towards a goal that they really want. So it's really a long game, and a game that we really need to try and figure out to get to the next level, So if you have any ideas of what you want me to talk about next, I have a lot of thoughts. Just to let you know, I have a lot of thoughts, especially of like what's going on in the world right now, and about the acting industry. And there's just like so many things that I can possibly talk about, which is probably why I like leaning more to talking, because that's all I listen to. And I think I've already mentioned this, but I don't like seeing all the fast jump cuts. And even though I do watch Mr. Beast, the most videos that I watch are literally talking, because I really like to hear people's opinions and then also think about things. What I don't like is watching debates, because some period of stupidness really gets me. But when it comes to like actual conversations with people, then I like that. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.